Uh, yeah. So I'll get right to it because, well, I dropped a little invite over at the gram and the Insta, and in case any of them made their way over. Yeah, because I said that I'd be reading the robot cancer story, which I believe I have finished in principle. So yeah, some of you, well, if you were here before, in the last, which is possible, in the last PeachCast, um, no, this is, um, yeah, I finished it, and so if you were here in the last cast, you heard what I'd written to that point, and well, you can hear it again or not. I don't even know if anyone's still here. Like, I don't know how long people stay. Anyway, uh, this is an Ebo tale. I don't know. That's a working title. It's nothing. It's not set in stone or forged in metal, I guess. So today's the 16th, and this is a 16 verse story. I don't know if that's fitting or not, but it is what it is, and here it is. It's an Ebo tale. He's just a robot, they said. Why should anyone care if he winds up dead from robot cancer when there's still no answer for the biological kind? Which matters more than stupid wear, both hard and soft. They outright scoffed my bit of care for the poor little bot, but soon to die or cease his functions in robot terms. Well, I couldn't help myself. I guess I'm just programmed that way to care for one and all, be they big or small, living or not. That's my thought on this pressing topic as robots teeter and stumble to being living things. So I went and visited him like I would any sick person for whom I cared or loved, as that seemed to me the right way to be. If you're going out of your way, otherwise you wouldn't go. Now you can tell me that I'm wrong, but I'll not believe you know. So save your breath and our time, and you can believe as wrongly as you do that he's just a robot. He can just be replaced. As for what actually happened when we met in the lab, because you do not send a bot, no matter how cool and human-like they just but are, to any hospital, right? But to a lab, one of the best in all the country. Well, how can I put it? It was just a little bit awkward. Though if I'm being honest, so am I, which makes of it that much more an understandable thing that awkward it was, I think. Does that mean score one for the haters of bots and their backward thoughts? I cannot say it is, or is it will as not, because I hate their hate and sadful view of life in general. Mind you, the cold may have had yes something to do with the whole awkward thing too, as they had to maintain a stupid temperature of as cold as balls. Sorry for the crassness, but that's the way it seemed to me, and I was even dressed for the weather. But I'm not used to the cold, so being dressed as I was just wasn't enough, and I could hardly bear to be yes there with the little bot struck with robot cancer and fated to die in just a few days or less. So the conversation we had was both quick and brief, with his programming to be as personal as we had seen him be sadly failing in the terrible wake of his robot cancer. But it was ultimately rewarding, so I have no regret at all that I went to the lab and spoke as briefly as I did with the cute little bot that was suffering from cancer. I'm out of the kind because cancer sucks. And if we can't even empathize with a cute little bot that has a never before seen metal cancer, like some have theorized could even spread to humans if the right conditions arose, then what that says about us, and worse, what it means, if the theory proved to be true, scares the bleep out of me because species to species happens in nature. And robots aren't a species now, so what are we worried about? Well, stranger shit has happened, right? Like the flying pig that rose from the earth not 10 years ago and slaughtered the family on whose farm it had lived as a happy family pet. So don't you say to me that crazy bad just doesn't happen, because it surely does, even in the year of our Lord is 2054, when life is pretty sweet for all and we could scarcely ask for more. Not that there's a robot uprising coming down the pike or anything of the sort, and I'll be saved because I was kind to poor little Ebo, and all his mournful brethren will spare me for that. Brethren. But it makes me feel good to have been kind to him before he passed, or as is rightly put, ceased to function. And being kind is its own reward, but is it not? Like that's surely in the book, the one we all swear to have read from cover to cover when politely asked by the overseer, eh? No, just change that to overseer. And that's all I have to say about my little talk with cute little Ebo, the late lamented bot. And that's a story that in universe is credited to Carla Bravado. Who's me, but not me, because he's the working poet and I'm not. So that's the story. That's 16 verses. I mean, it's I write even with my poetry sometimes. What I call sci-pal, because it's a mix of science fiction and powers, and I don't know where one begins and one's the end, and one and the other end. So it's actiony, and that's not everyone to everyone's liking. But I'm I'm ready to say that's a goodly told tale, and if you'd like more, well, you know where to find me. Here, I'm here. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. Well, I have these streams go to YouTube, and even though my streams are not YouTube length, um, I I think they're enjoy. Well, what else am I gonna say? They're mine, so. What else am I gonna say? They're mine. So. Of course, I'm gonna think they're enjoyable. And well, I have views, so what does that tell you? Because people aren't watching me because they're paid by a secret billionaire, and they're not hate watching me. I mean, yeah, people hate watch, but why would they hate watch me? Like, I'm not overly political. I mean, there are political thoughts mentioned, but you know, what of it? Um, so that's done. Hope you like it. I know. I'm gonna ask you a thing you always reject. Drop in, drop a comment in the chats, in the live chat, and drop some gold if you want. I mean, I don't usually talk. I don't often talk about that now, but hey, it's out. It's it's in the back of my mind that it'd be nice to get some gold. Gold. Um. yeah, So that's done. Um. Hmm. Wow. I'm looking at the number and it's frozen at 6, and that's what I came in with. So, ouch. Well, I've got 2 hours to play with to see if you're gonna come along for the ride. So you know me, I'm always since I was doing calculations of views based on average, I want the higher view counts. Excuse me. So, but I think I'm offering some reason to say, are you not entertained? Without a bolt of lightning striking me down, because can't possibly be entertained. Well, it is officially not the worst number, the worst viewing day. Oh, wow. Well, that was 2. And yeah. It's not the first three cast day, 3 PeachCast day. It's the 3rd best. So, Peachopola. If I can find it. I want to do the second Peachopola, which is my latest attempt at doing a comic strip, because why not? Oh yeah, and also because it's clear no one at none of the artists on Haps who are actual artists, know what they're doing and do it well, because I'm just a drawer. Ah, here it is. Peachopola. This is number 1. And that's Scoff. So let me get to it. Of course, maybe the poetry, which I like because it's the most natural thing to me, and it's me at my best. Frankly. Though the drawings of the hard things for me to monetize would be the drawings that would be most easily monetized. Oops. Even though my drawings, well, you know what they are if you've seen them. But people over the years, people have liked receiving them. So I mean, that one woman, well, there's always exceptions to the rule, eh? Would I sell her a drawing? Sure, but she wouldn't ever want to buy one. So, and if she did, I'd charge her triple. 'Cause she's a nasty piece of work. Hey, don't like something, that's fine. But anyway, so it's the end of Thursday. At least where I am. Well, it's nearer to the end. And it's 9:17 in Montreal. 9:18. Um, broadcasting to a exclusive listening audience, viewing audience, who may not even be here. May have just said sure, which hey, it's still numbers. So, but that's why Haps you need to get the coding done that we get to see how many views are actually concurrent, and since it's also just a matter of it's got to be simple coding, right? The average time of view. Like I don't see why that would be hard, but I'm sure there's someone saying, "Oh no, that's terribly hard to program." Like, "Oh, you're asking for outrageous things." Well, I guess I'm gonna ask her about outrageous things then, because I don't see how that would be impossibly hard to do. But I don't know from this shit, so I'm willing to be told I'm wrong. Because maybe I am. Maybe it's the hardest thing ever. So it'll never happen. Because maybe it is. What do I know? Doesn't sound like it'd be. Of course, I also think that it wouldn't take much effort to work on a comic strip that's designed to let people just contribute a couple panels every month or so. I mean, if you get enough people, you can do it daily. Even just one panel, like okay, one panel a day per week, and then on the weekends, 2 to 3 panels. I mean, there's enough people that I'm sure there's enough people for 14 teams, but what do I know? Yeah, everybody has time commitments, and but I'm sure there's at least enough for one team. A writer, an artist, seven, so 14 people. There's not 14 people who write and draw on hats. Okay, I guess there isn't, or they're all busy. That could be of course everyone's busy, but eh. So I finally decided, yeah, Peachopple is gonna have to be me. So that's why it's called Peachopple and not Hapsody. Though down the line, they wanna, you know, then sure, Hapsody could come into being, but odds are, ain't gonna happen. So I do this quote unquote strip. If someone wants to do a guest, do two panels as a guest, well, I'm here. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I have an email. Which, if you think about it, gee golly, I think you can guess where to send it to. If you're smart enough. Oops. Oh, yeah. And yes, I actually am drawing this fast. This is real time. I mean, yeah. Well, that's no compliment, sir. Your drawing fast or slow is, eh. No. I'm like I said, I'm a drawer. Never gonna call myself an artist when it comes to drawing. But Ah, oops. Well, sometimes I get silent when I'm drawing. That's why I have put it out into the universe that if you want to co-host, hey, if you want to promote yourself, come on down. I'm more than happy to help you promote yourself. Oh, oh well. I miscolored scoff. Scoff is supposed to be bluegrass with a red earth base. And yeah, this is going to be a purple turtle. Reality is good. Reality is real. We are definitely not living in a simulation. Definitely not living in a simulation. Definitely not living in a simulation. Glitch. But well, even though it's a dreadfully small, well, for my purposes, for my ambitions, dreadfully small. Well, it's a very intimate crowd. So it's a good thing I didn't order the extra 2 dozen hamburgers and hot dogs. Yes, some of that's vegan. Um, hmm. Because that's a lot of extra burgers and hot dogs to eat. I mean, they're e-burgers and e-dogs, but you know, even e-burgers and e-dogs get less fresh after a couple of weeks. Poor Scoff is salty. Had a he had an incident with his routine, so he's got he's red grass instead of bluegrass, even though he's not from Kentucky. Which I'm gonna have to say each time just because I can. Yes, bluegrass. Of course, that's why I did that. No, it is. Besides green grass and brown dirt, I didn't feel like. But I will have some blue sky. So, yeah, this ain't peanuts or Calvin and Hobbes or Wizard of Id, Merryworth, Hagar the Horrible, Blondie, Garfield. What other comic strips can I mention? Well, Spider-Man. Um, I think Prince Valiant had well, Buck Rogers. For better or worse, Family Circus, Far Side. I know there's a lot I miss. Oh, Andy Cap. Yeah, those were good. Those were funny. Those were iconic comic strips. This won't even last 100. This won't even last 100 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm already at 4. 4 of 100. That's the kind of thing Scoff would say, but he's a little pissed off right now. Sorry, not sorry for saying pissed off twice. Uh, just feeling like it. Da, 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 Let's see, I did it yesterday. It was 9:15. Today is 9:16. 9. Well, I don't know if this is anyone's idea of any good, but well, other than mine. So, if you like peach apple at all, hit me up here, Instagram, my email, which you can figure out if you're G Golly smart, which I'm certain you are. YouTube, I'm still accepting subscribers, even though subscribers aren't accepting me. Hey! Shots fired. Friendly fire. Wow. I have to laugh at myself a little. And me laughing at myself hurts less than other people laughing at me. Though I get some laughing with me, so I'm not leaning too hard into the oh woe is me because, hey, I see the potential in this platform for me and for the platform itself. And eventually on YouTube, well, I've also got Twitch, Able Peach. So one of these platforms I have to catch somewhere, no? A little? Even just a little? Hey, I think I'm. Hmm. Oh, yeah, it was. Oh, oh that's Peach Apple 2. Number 2. Now, I like big numbers, but I'm not saying 20,000 panels and 10,000 strips. Uh, let's start with. Let's start with 100. Because the scoffing's right with strips. Unlike with Peach, which is up to 524 as of today, which I have been authorized by myself to show you. And yes, he does strike me as a little elephant like, but he's something else. And he's in the water and he's seeing a big old shark fin. Dun. Well, probably can't Probably can't even hum that tune. Okay, I've just now been authorized to show you 523. One of the one of the increasingly rare Peach covers because he's busy doing other things that he doesn't appear in all the covers. Even though when I first came up with the idea of Peach, it was an answer to the perceived. All credit to Oprah. She's done great work and you know deserves all the success she's had. But every single cover of her magazine, really, that struck me as arrogant. So I thought, Peach, but with Peach, since it's a hypothetical comic, a series of covers to a hypothetical comic, it'd be okay for him to be on every issue. And as it turns out, he hasn't been on every issue. So would Oprah care that I had this critique of her? No. Should she care? No. But that's how it started. Because it just every single cover, and it's always just it's only been a handful of times that other people have been on the cover with her, like, oh no, I'm Oprah. No one else can be with me. But okay, Michelle Obama was on one cover with her, and Ellen DeGeneres. I mean, just no, I Oprah's cool, but that's anyway. That's the beginning of Peach, and I'm gonna draw Peach. The Peach covers. I'm aiming for 10,000, and I've done the math. It can be done in 25 years or less. So I'm only turning 50 in less than 5 weeks, so 1019, eh? I'll be streaming throughout the day. So drop by, say hi, happy birthday. I have a phone call. I have at least one phone call to make that day because it wasn't just the biggest day. It wasn't. I mean, it was the biggest day of my life. The ta-da! But it was a pretty big day for someone else too. And seriously, we should all, if we can, because mother's passed, we should thank the woman who carried us for 9 months. Well, and the dad too, but it's it's the mother who goes through the 9 months of cravings and morning sickness and discomfort and all the other things that pregnancy does to a woman. So while I'm on the subject of pregnant women, thank you, women, for having children. And yeah, men would do it worse. Men would bitch so much more. Oh, the pain, the pain. Yeah, so hats off to the women who give birth. Well, hats off to women in general. Even as the ones in Montreal seemingly have all agreed that no, Petrie, you're okay, but it is what it is. So I have something to write. So you'll listen to some tapping And then if you're good, or depending on your thoughts on poetry, if you're bad, I'll come back and read you what I just wrote. And yes, I did note that I went from 6 to 8 to 11 to 14. So we're halfway there to half of a good crowd size. Ah, crowd size. But I won't be too long. Hmm. Yes, I need to actually start typing, don't I? Okay. What do you think of this? I know, asking when you're always so quick to offer your opinion. Hey, yeah, I know. You're shy, and I want you to be not shy. I love my verse because it is good. Just even when it's not as much of that as I would like, it's still the product of me, and I love to share my poetry. But whether it's for the good or ugh, the worse, because it's poetry, and the least regarded art, I've yet to figure out because no one will tell me what they'd like me to offer. They just keep on showing up. So I must be doing is something right. I mean, if I thought it, well, heck, I've even okay. I'll even offer Haps Gold for comments. $500 in Haps Gold for every 10 comments. Yeah, I'll keep track. And if I had real money, maybe I'd offer real money too. But as I have, do I have the shyest audience? I'm in the running. Yay, I'm in the running for shyest audience. So I can't even ask how's the game right now? Who's winning? Who's losing? Because you might not even be a football fan. But even if you were, you're not going to tell me who's winning or who's losing. I mean, I could have put the TV on mute, but though soon enough I'll be suspending the service for TV and telephone because it's just internet that I need right now. But I have to wait a month of service, and that's a few more days. That's until the end of the month, and then I'll suspend both and lay down. Well, the bill will get I'll get billed $49 for that suspension, and then I can go 6 months. So, and then I come back for a month, and then I go away for 6 months and pay another 49. But hey, when my situation changes, I'll be enjoying TV again. Until then, I'm good with the internet because internet is essential. It's it's almost essential for most people. Well, it's essential for a lot of people, and yeah, it's almost like if you're without electricity, yeah, it's almost like that. Or for some, it is like yeah, times when I'm without internet. Yeah, those are suck times. Fortunately, knock on wood, I've been pretty lucky not to have all those have a lot of suck time. Now, Now, I don't know if anyone from Instagram came over, but since I never know if this is someone's first time watching a PeachCast or any other my previous streams, this is what is it? 16 times 16. 256 panels of drawings, all drawn in 48 minutes or less. So 48 times 16. So 768. This is, sorry about that. Gravity can be a real peach at times. This is 768 minutes or less. So this is some 700 minutes worth of drawings I've been doing this month in what I have come to call Draw Timber. I want to make it a thing, like Inktober, and there's, NaNoWriMo in November. What my particular spin on it, pick a number of drawings that you will do each day, or in my case, each day but one where I doubled up on the next, so you can do that if you need to. So, do that number of drawings, 1 to whatever. Me, I'm doing 16 because I like big numbers, so 16 times 30 is 480. Over 25 years, that'll be 12,000 drawings. So, that's my aim. 12,000 drawings of this size. And when I hit 12,000, I'll keep going as long as I can. Oh, yeah, so you pick a number of drawings you're going to do each day. And to spice it up, you make it a race. So 16 and 48 averages out to three minutes per drawing, which sometimes the drawings are longer, oftentimes they're shorter, and because only once did I even come close to once I had to stop when it was around the end time just because I had to. But all the other times it's been, I've had seconds or even minutes of time left because I use the time well. And these are some of the drawings. Do I like each one as much as I might? No, but the ones with a dot are the ones that I like the most of that particular group. So that's from the first, that's from the second. And it's a crazy thing, but I'd like to auction these off. I'd like to auction off all 30 of them. And the plan would be to give the money to charity. Cancer, Alzheimer's, ALS, whatever. I mean, hey, even $5 is no. $5 would be if it was money going to me. $30 would go to the charity, or whatever, whatever it would turn out to be. Wow, 457. 457 for 30 drawings. Hey, crazy bold, but so I was writing 1,000,000 words in a year, and I've done that twice, and might even do it a third time, and in a row. And that'd be a dynasty, a natural dynasty. Ooh, 16. Let's see, 16 takes me to 114. Sadly, 23.8. I don't even know if I'll. Well, I should be able to do it. Get the 1,000 views in over 6 days instead of 5. 5's the aim, but if it goes no longer than 6, I'm good. And so far, only one day of the PeachCast era have I not finished the day with 200 more. And even that one that was the lesser, is still over 100 views, which, hey, I've done the math, and I'm aiming for 48,000 to 72,000 views next year. And sure, it's not 100,000 views, but it's better than 10 views or 1,000 views, 10,000 views. So, we have to start somewhere, right? So, and not that I'm going now, because I'm not, but just as I'm thinking about it, thank you for, of course, being here. Wherever you're here from, wherever you are, be it viewing live or in replay. Even though I have a voice made for the silent movies and a face for radio, I'm happy to be here and happy that you're here with me. So I'd open the phone lines, but no one even wants to open the chat line, so I just keep vamping. So it's a good thing I don't come with a script, because it would read unnaturally. So I just cut loose and rant as you've seen me or heard me, since I usually don't have the camera pointed at me. I point it at the chaos or the art that is made out of that chaos, like art like this. And yes, I'm a drawer, but I draw art. what I draw is art, so you know. And if you can't read that, that says enable Peach is consistent, and I credit it to Heranatus. Oh, it's a made up character because the words are mine. I thought that up. That's okay, Sparky. We don't want to take credit for that. Well, I'd rather be called Sparky than a couple other names I can think of. Ah, yes. And the latest verse I wrote, but I well know that my best bet is to lean on the drawings and only drop the rhymes from uh, and only drop the rhyme or other fictions from time to time. And yes, I do need to lean on the drawings because, well, if you were not a shy audience, and if we could, which is something also haps that can't be the hardest thing to program either. Let's be able to make polls, even though my polls wouldn't be answered, it seems, because though maybe they would, because they'd be anonymous, and so they could shyly share their opinions. So, Haps, can that be on the list? Let us be able to post polls because I can't be the only one who would post a poll. Like it's something we can do on Twitter. So why can't we do it here? It's coding, right? And that can't be that hard. They have it on Twitter. So if Twitter has it, maybe you could too. I mean, should it be the highest on the list? No, but it should be on the list. Not that Haps asked for my opinion, but I'm offering it anyway because I've got ideas. I've got thunks and thoughts. Oh yes, and I've got two doors. Wherein a door to the door to the left is magic, is to a world of magic, and the door to the right is a world of high science. Oh, and I still have to start keeping track of these. Yeah, that's on my list. So, and as an inducement to get people to choose one world over the other because you get to go to both, the world of magic is offering its user a thingamawatser, a tome, and a feather. They're all magical, so they all do different things. And the world of high science, a flight belt, a pew pew gun, pew pew, and a mystery box. And I remember what the second part was. It was a desirable head poked out of the world of magic door and said, "You'll do." And an equally but different desirable head poked outside of the high science world and said, "Yeah, but we saw them first through the use of our time machine." So, do you go with who saw you with who you saw first, or who saw you first? Because you may have the hope or the thought, oh, that's a desirable person. I wanna say hi or whatever. Uh, and that's about it. The only other thing I think I've written about this, put into the PeachCast, because this is replacing the question of the day, at least for now, is that there's a competition between the two worlds, and if the high science wins the championship of the year, basically, they get a king's ransom in gold, which they might melt down and use for science thingies, because maybe their world doesn't need money. What a world. Um, and if the world of magic wins, they either get technology that they can magic, or they just use the technology as is without magicking it. Because maybe they can't have Wi-Fi, and that'd be something they'd like. So, what? How do I further progress two doors? And one person has actually said that they chose magic. Um, hmm. Because ideally, I would offer one bit of two doors every day. But I don't know. What am I feeling about the world of two doors? Or the two worlds of two doors? Um, I guess the final inducement. Oh, and at some point, I'm going to have to come up with a title for the world of magic. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow. I'll have the title for the world of magic and the title for the world of high science. But for now, hmm. Ah, yes. Uh, ah. The Wizard of the Greeting sticks their head out. Okay. Wizard is a dude, sorry. Sticks his head out the door, and offers you a pet dragon. Ah. Thank God we can edit. Pet dragon. That you can ride. Who flies. And breathes fire. Who also has a mighty tail. Moments later, the Dean of Science University offers you a giant robot. No. A size-changing robot that you can also pilot as needed. Like some kind of man of, well, like some kind of hero of daring deeds. Who gets the person at story's end. So, do you want a dragon or do you want a robot? I don't know. A dragon's cool, but so's a robot. Well, you'll get to have both. But which one do you want first? Also, something to think about, which world is more dangerous? Of course, you don't have to have adventure in the worlds of Two Doors, but so don't be shy. Tell me which world you'd go to first. Magic or science? You want Do you want a thingamawatzer, a tome, and a feather? Because the thingamawatzer, well, that's like a mystery box. A tome, that's knowledge. A feather, well, probably helps you fly. And maybe write. So you can write in the tome. And maybe the thingamawatzer is something you can hold it all in. Because you have pockets, but are they big enough to carry all the things you need? And a flight belt, well, that allows you to fly. Probably faster than the feather does. Though you don't know if it can stop operating while you're flying 1,000 miles above the ground. And pew pew gun, well, that's useful for pew pew. And the mystery box, well, maybe if your flight belt stops working, you open the mystery box and you plunge into a body of water, but you're safe. Because the mystery box is maybe, well, it's a box of mystery, so I guess we'll figure it out together. So, and there's always the dragon or the robot. I think I'd go, yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure, yeah. No, I would go to the world of high science first myself. I probably wouldn't prank the dean, but I know some people would. Just be careful if you prank the dean. he does have a back door into the robot to, well, spank your bottom raw if you prank him. Or the robot with that back door will just, nope, say nope, unauthorized user, terminate with extreme prejudice, by which I mean, could mean terminate your underwear. Oh, that would hurt. So just be careful not to mess with the Dean. Because he has a back door into control of the robot, and he can make your life unpleasant. So. And I'm sure the wizard has some things similar too. So. I wouldn't prank either the Wizard of the Greeting, or the Dean of Science University. But hey, you do you. You do you. But I'm not the pranking type, so I'll do a knock knock joke though. But for me to actually reveal the knock knock joke, you'll have to drop in the live chats. Because I don't know what the answer is, and I'm usually do better when someone says who's there. Otherwise, it doesn't feel authentic. So knock knock. Now the number is small so far with only 17. 6 of which I got from scheduling this. But I feel like this has been one of the better one of the most awesome episodes. Granted, I'm biased, and if you look at the numbers, it's the viewing figures, as they might say in Britain. Let's see, this is PeachCast 14, so the top 10. I should add that. Top 10. 67, 55, 52, 50, 49, 48, 45, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 would be 43, and 9. 9 is 34. And 10 is 30. I thought I had a 33 in there. I guess it went to 34. Yeah, hey, this stuff doesn't matter to you, but I'm trying to provide evidence to future corporate sponsors, and surely they'd be more impressed with 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 300, 400 views a day than, well, even still, I have in the PeachCast era, I've got a. Well, this is day 5, so four of the 5 days, I've had 200 views for that day. Well, the first I had 93, but that was PeachCast views. There was enough views earlier in the day that it was. Of course, that's just live views. I'm not keeping track of replay views because those changed. Whereas the live views, when the broadcast ends, you have. Well, okay, there's the after the fact where you might get, because some came in just at the very last second, you'll get a couple more, but that's an unchangeable number once it's locked in. So that's what I'm keeping track of for future potential. No, for not potential, future corporate sponsors. Even if there's only ever going to be one, I'll find them. I will find them. As I tell myself as much as anyone else, because it's too easy, because the first answer is going to be no. But hey, you can do something with someone who's getting 48,000 to 72,000 views a year. I mean, that's something. It's, I'm not even talking a lot of money, Yeah, Bean Counter might say, no, that's, what? Are you kidding? No, we're using that for golden back scratchers or painting by the famed artist Gustavo Gustave. You're far too common and not to our liking. No. Um, I guess it's time for some more writing. So listen to the tapping, and then I will come back. I will come back, and if you're good, I will share, or bad, depending on your ideas of poetry. Um, oh. Okay, and I'm back. So I said it's ugh. Let's go back. So I said I'd take some time to write, and I should make it something good, or maybe even funny, like tell the tale of how I once but made a woman laugh. Not at me, no, but with me, yes, because she thought I was funny, and I felt like money, but in the bank. So rich, in other words, and when do I ever feel like that? And I'm back again. Okay, that wasn't funny so much, but amusing maybe? Or made you smile because it was written with style and I know what I am. But I try and make you like what I have to offer up because it's born of good intentions and a touch of talent too. This I say to you, though you might disagree, not everyone will. And I change that to and I know what I am. No, I'm changing it back. So, we're still at 17. So on the lower end of success. So should I set up the timer for manifestations of greater success, which maybe works, or has seemed to work a couple times where I've gotten. We'll do 7 minutes because this is number 14. So in 7 minutes, I'd like to get to 24. Is that too much to ask for? So 7 minutes, begin. So if you weren't so shy, on a scale of 1 to 10, what number would you give this episode? Hmm, 3 out of 10. Hmm, I would counter with uh, I would counter with a 6. But we can agree to disagree, and as always, thank you for being here for however long you were here, because I have no way of knowing how long anyone's ever here. Well, unless through the comments where, you know, the very few might stay for a while. But I feel the love with the small numbers. Well, plenty big for my thinking based on, well, certainly better than anything I've ever had on YouTube. Um, so uh, I feel the appreciation. So that appreciation of what I'm doing, well, the views. I mean, that's appreciation because you're not hate watching. That gives me confidence to try some things and keep going. So thank you. So I'm still wanting to make the high of the PeachCast era be the highest of any of well, I guess it's two eras. There's everything before PeachCast and PeachCast forward. So the high is 132 views, and the second is 130, and after that, it's yeah, I think there was one somewhere in the hundreds. Um, so I don't know where those. Well, hundreds is a rarity anyway. So, uh, but yeah, PeachCast. I want to do 10,000. I'm hoping PeachCast is not a knock against it, because that would suck. Because branding, knowing, but I do the same thing in PeachCast I was doing before. I talk, I draw, I talk some more. I may do something with narrative. I may either writing or reading, and then non-narrative. Um, and for me, narrative, I've taken to calling it in the forest, and the non-narrative out on the open plain. You got narrative and plain, and in a forest. That seems like a good setting for an adventure. If it's a magical forest that's big enough to have castles and lakes and streams and creeks and underground waterways and ooh man, the fun I could have. So where was I? Yeah, that's the trouble not having a script. You can or having talking points or I don't know. Talking points, maybe, bullet points. That's something I could do. So if I put in my talking points that I got 10 comments from two different commenters, would that be manifesting? Oh, yes. Let's check my manifestation record, which is not an official record. Well, I did 7 minutes. I set it at 7 minutes and I'm down to just over a minute, so looks like I'm gonna go zero. Zero on added views during the period. Come on. Last second heroics. Come on. Score the winning touchdown with 13 seconds left. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, it's the movie. Ah, this is the movie where the team loses in the end. Okay. Well, at least they made the championship. Yes, that was you, Habs. Made it to the Stanley Cup final, first time since 1993. But you still have 24 versus 10 losses and one incomplete because of that little 1918 epidemic, which stretched to, mm, which affected 1919. Because the series was tied at 2, and for all we know, you would have won your second Stanley Cup then, instead of 5 years later in 1924. Yes, I know all the years of the Canadiens Cups that they won. And yeah, I haven't fully memorized all the losses. I'm a little short on that, but just because I can, and to annoy any haters who might be, I mean, hey, you keep your hate, your your hatering to yourself, and you know, I won't lean in too heavily to the Canadians' history of success. But right now, 1916, 1924, 1930, 1931, 1944, 1946, 1953, 1956, 1957, 1958, 1959, 1960, 1965, 1966, 1968, 1969, 1971, the year I was born. 1973, 1976, 1977, 1978, 1979, 1986, 1993. Losses include 2021, boo. 1989, boo. 1967, double boo. 1955, 1954, 1952, 1951, 1949, no, 47, I think. Yes, 1947. 1925 and 1917. So if that's true, 17, 25, 47, 51, 52, 54, 55, 67, 89. I'm missing a year. Um, hmm. Well, I did say I was missing a year. Ba 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 da ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da da ba da da ba da da ba da da ba da. So, wow, actually charged at 100 because my battery. Thank you, battery. Hmm. Oh, friendly greeting. You made. I hired you to make the greeting for me, and the response to it has not been what I was hoping. That's a little video that he made for me. I was hoping to invite people to consistently like my offerings on Instagram at 3 a day until my birthday. And yeah, I think the people were like, "Pfft."
Scan has completed. Warning. Universal Driver Updater has detected outdated drivers which need to be updated immediately. Click on
Ooh,
Update All
19.
to
That's a
confirm
good
new
number.
drivers.
My stream can officially get drunk all across Canada. Not that my stream is a drinking stream. Though I've had water. Speaking of drinking streams, as I send an ad to the future host of this, well, one time anyway, offering of, just let me add him. Oops. Well, would you? There. Yeah, just it's meant to be October 16th right now. That's the probable date. Where Chris Wiegand is going to, well, he's gonna have beer and pair it with food, and because we were talking about it, and I pushed it to him, and he says he's knows there's a bunch of brewers in his area, and then I thought also, well, since Haps reaches all around the world, there's probably a bunch of people there's going to be people in Canada. You can find someone in Canada who would drink along with their own pairings. Canada, Japan, Australia. We got in the UK, and October 16th is a Saturday, so that's a good day to do that. You can talk about whatever. I mean, hey, people like to watch shows about food and drink, so why not a stream where people are pairing? Oh, also Italy, you know, wine and pizza you can pair together. Beer and burgers. Tequila and I don't know. What would you? What? Tacos? Tequila and tacos? Um, beer and sausage. Coke and French fries. I don't, like, because it doesn't. It's not necessarily going to be that all the drinks going to be alcoholic. Like, but I mean, yeah, it's a suggestion that came out of my head, so obviously I'm going to like it. But that's fun, Like, you don't have to be a foodie to. Like, I've never been a foodie, but I can remember on multiple Sundays for lunch, I'd have a couple of hot dogs and I'd read the restaurant reviews of a Montreal reviewer. You know, I'm not a foodie, but I enjoyed reading the review. So, I mean, count the number of food related shows there have been in the history of television. So you can do a stream, you can do a hap stream where a bunch of people are in different. Also, they've done streams here, people cooking in different, cooking at their home. So drink and food and talk about whatever, talk about the pairings and talk about, you know, so that's easy content and nothing wrong with easy content. So yeah, I got I got ideas that I can share with you. You know, be free to say thanks, but not. But I think some of the ideas would be seized upon. Okay, maybe only 2 out of 30, but hey, 2 out of 30 is better than 1 out of 30 or 9 out of 30. Well, I see by the clock on the microwave that it's getting close to 11. Not that I turn into a pumpkin at 11, but I was thinking of doing something else. Though, hey, my phone is fully charged, so I could, yeah, I could certainly go. Well, at some point, I may well cross. Well, when I have well, in that future, whenever it is, time, when I have a webcam, I'm definitely going to do a 5 hour broadcast. And I'll work my way up to a 12-hour broadcast. So for the 12 hour, I would certainly have someone to spell me for, 10 minutes every 3 hours or so. Because, well, you can imagine why. Uh, bio breaks, as they say, as has been said on Haps. So yeah, it'd be nice to have more than 20, but well, let's see. Where did I get to? 20. Ah, that's 118. Oops, 210. Yeah, I wish. 20. So I definitely do best in the second quarter. For Yeah, the second quarter is my, well, okay, that's not necessarily the second quarter that, but Well, it's not the. Hey, it's the second best day of the PeachCast era. 118 in 3 streams. It's just a shame that I couldn't get to 24,000 by the end of the day. And I couldn't get to 23,900 either, which I was hoping to. But I'll do that tomorrow, and oh, I bet, yeah. Dang well hope that I get to 24,000 tomorrow, because oh, if it only takes 7, if it only takes 8, if it only takes 9, well, I think 2 hours. I think 2 hours is enough of a PeachCast tonight. Just me, myself, and I. So when I hit 2 hours, I'll just go. I'll shut her down. So, as always, thank you for being here, because I've been Charles Petrie, and you've been awesome. Um, I could feel you rooting me on, and I felt I put in one of my better examples of hey, he draws, he talks, throws out some narrative, throws out some other cool stuff. Not bad for someone who never thought they'd be doing anything like radio or TV. So, I've been Charles Petrie, you've been awesome, and peace, pizza, sex, and love is my wish for you in whatever amounts of each you want and need.